Let me start this off by saying that I have never felt like I was in life-threatening danger up until now. The gut punch that this was had me feeling like throwing up 24/7. So yesterday was one of the worst days I have had in a long time, and let me tell you, life hasn't been the kindest to me, so I have gone through some stuff. It started exactly at 6:36 a.m. My phone was ringing, and it woke me up naturally. I looked at the phone number, but it wasn't saved in my phone, so I just put my phone on silent and went back to sleep. After waking up around 11 a.m., I saw that I had 13 missed calls and 6 voicemails. I started panicking like crazy as I thought something awful had happened to my family or close friends. As I looked through the missed numbers, though, I saw that I didn't know any of them. I had no clue who these people were. If something bad happened to my family or friends, I should at least recognize some of the numbers, but I didn't. Things only got weirder from that point because I started opening the voicemails. Hi, I was just calling to talk about the house you put up for sale. I saw the ad on Craigslist and I was hoping for us to schedule a time when I can come by and take a look at the house. Give me a call when you can. Thanks. I thought that the woman had the wrong number or something, but I played the next voicemail. Hi. Yeah, sorry for calling this early in the morning. I'm calling about the ad for the house. Please call me back when you can. I would like to know more about the murders that took place in the house, and of course, take a walk through. I'm really interested in the house. Have a good day ahead. After hearing the second voicemail, I was honestly starting to freak out because that meant the people weren't dialing the wrong number. I played the remaining 4 voicemails, and they were all pretty much the same. They were setting up a walkthrough and wanted more information about these murders that allegedly took place at my house. After listening to the last voicemail, I dialed the number to find out what the hell was going on. When I called, a lady picked up. I asked her why she was calling, and she replied by saying there was an offering on Craigslist for dirt cheap of a house in a really good part of town, but it was only cheap because a couple was murdered in it. I asked her if she could text me the link to the ad, and she happily replied that she will. Some minutes later, I got the text from her with the link. When the webpage loaded, I instantly felt like throwing up. What I saw was a picture of my own house on a Craigslist for sale ad. What made the already bad moment awful was that the pictures were taken about a day ago. You could see the Christmas decorations I put up a short time ago. Then, I read the sinister description. I have this cozy little house, and I am selling it. It is located close to the center of the city, just a short car ride away. You will love the privacy and safety this house will bring you. My asking price is $56,000. However, there is a reason why the house is so good but cheap. The lovely couple who lived there, a young man and a woman, were killed in the house half a year ago. I figured I would let it be known so that I am contacted only by people who are comfortable with this fact. Don't let this little happening fool you. The neighborhood is very safe. I promise. You can call. My name was listed, and any day or night. I am usually awake at all hours of the night, and we can talk. My number was listed. I look forward to hearing from you soon. I felt like someone punched me in my gut and spit on me. What was going on? How did they know my number? My name? I called my girlfriend over to see what was happening. The look of horror she had when she saw the ad was worse than mine. I didn't think it could be any worse, but my girlfriend pointed out that you could see my car in the driveway. And even worse, while the pictures were taken, someone was using the kitchen, so you can make out a person in the picture, and it was me. We were inside while this creep was taking pictures of my house in broad daylight. I called the police to figure out what to do, but they were of no help. They told me to contact Craigslist to take down the ad and nothing else. I'm freaking out right now. The ad is still up on the site, and I am still getting calls and voicemails. Any comment I make on the post gets deleted. I jump at every little sound I hear. I think the worst part is that there is nothing I can do. I feel so violated and helpless. Me and my girlfriend are looking into renting an apartment in a nearby city and putting the house up for sale. I am heartbroken because this house was the only thing I had left from my parents after they passed, but I don't feel safe anymore. I have to do it. I've used Craigslist a lot in the past, both for buying and selling things. As a male, I never really worry about possible danger because usually the ones in danger are the females. Despite some weird stories I've heard, I've not had a single issue on there, aside from a couple of weird buyers, but they weren't like harmful or anything. Aside from using Craigslist for selling things, I also enjoy visiting Craigslist's Missed Connections page. On a good day, you can find some really funny posts on there, and really it's just an entertaining part of their website overall. One day when I was browsing through there, I noticed a post with the title, "Hello." It was a simple title, but enough to spark my interest. I clicked on it and the post read as follows. "You should really pay more attention when people watch you. It can hurt someone's feelings when they're ignored. You're blonde and muscular, and I enjoy watching you pick out your groceries. You will be mine." What a weird post. I couldn't help but wonder, though, noting I was also blonde and somewhat muscular, and just so happened to be in the grocery store the day before. Nonetheless, just a weird coincidence, I'm sure. I looked through a few more posts after and decided to call it a day. About a week later, I was back at that same grocery store, mindlessly shopping. I usually don't pay much attention to people around me, and with everyone wearing masks now, it feels like we all just kind of blend in. But this time, I felt like I was being watched. Have you ever just had that feeling? I was in the dairy aisle, and when I turned to look to the other end of the aisle, a man was staring me down. I didn't get a good look at first because I didn't want to make eye contact for too long. I turned to look again, and his gaze was cold, like he was staring into my soul or something. This time I stood staring back for several seconds. He had a mask on, obviously, but he was a short and overweight, middle-aged man from the looks of it. It was really weird, and I know he wasn't just looking this way by coincidence. This man was fixated on me, and it was really uncomfortable. I quickly got the remaining groceries and checked out right away. When I got to the parking lot and started walking to my car, that man from the store began following me. I turned around and noticed him slowly pacing towards my car, which prompted me to speed up my walking. When I got in my car, I turned to drive out of the lot, and there he was, just staring me down. What the hell is this guy's problem? I got home and felt relieved. That night, I was bored and started browsing the web. I found myself on Missed Connections again, when I came across a post that said, "Nice seeing you." When I clicked on it, the post read, "I love watching you in the grocery store, but you were really rude to run away from me in the parking lot. I just want you to love me. Next time, I promise you will love me." I swear at that moment I began to shake. It all came together now. Those two posts from Missed Connections, they were about me, and this was obviously that creepy guy from earlier. Against my better judgment, I replied to the post, demanding an explanation and threatening to call the police. The reply made me sick. "I was waiting for you to reply. It's so good to finally speak. We can be together now." I replied telling him to piss off, and that there was no chance of us being together. I don't even swing that way. I told him I'd be going to the police, and I flagged his post. I stayed up late that night, not being able to sleep, and I got an email notification around 2 a.m. It was a reply from that guy's email. This time it had an image in it. The image was of me in my kitchen with the same clothes I have on now. Oh my God, he was outside my house. I dropped my phone and began shaking again. I didn't know what to do. I was having an anxiety attack. Just then, I heard a knock at my living room window. I yelled as loud as I've ever yelled in my life. I didn't bother opening those blinds, but I heard him say, "Let me in, we can finally be together." I ran to my upstairs and locked myself in the bathroom. I called 911 and explained the situation. That's when I heard my window break. I was hyperventilating at this point. I told the operator what was happening, and he told me to stay on the line. The police would be there soon. Just then, I could hear the man on the other end of the door, slamming against it, yelling at me to open up. I thought I was going to be killed. Then I heard the sound of police sirens. The man at the door stopped, and I heard him running away. The police were there just a few minutes later, but that guy was gone. I gave my report and explained the Craigslist and grocery store stalking. They said they would do their best to investigate it. The investigation is still ongoing, and I'm in the process of moving to a new place at the moment. I fear every night I'll run into that guy again, and I pray he's caught. If one thing is for certain, I'll never browse Missed Connections again. I just finished my second year of high school and I decided to clean out my closet. I had a lot of clothes I didn't really wear anymore, so I decided to put them up on Craigslist in the hope of someone buying them. The title, Cute Worn Teen Girl Clothes for Sale. I received a few mildly creepy messages, but nothing out of the ordinary. Plus, I really wanted to make some money, so I waited a few more days for an actual buyer to message me. Then a person named Emily emailed me. She said something like, "Hey, can you meet me in the Target parking lot today? I want to buy all of your clothes." I really wanted to sell them, but nothing could make me go to a parking lot alone, so I asked my mom to come, and she agreed. I let Emily know that I'm available around 6. That's when she asked me for my phone number, and I just gave it to her thinking nothing of it. That's really stupid, never do something like that. So I texted her, trying to arrange an exact meeting time, and she told me that she had to wait for her dad to come back home from work so she could use that car to drive to Target and meet me. I'm feeling great because I think to myself, oh great, she will probably bring her dad, I will bring my mom, I sell her the clothes, and we are done. Everything good. Everything was not indeed good. We agreed to meet up at 6:20 at the side of the parking lot where they kept the dumpsters. She really insisted on meeting at that spot. I was feeling really excited to get rid of my old clothes and earn some money. Me and my mom get there, and we wait. I text her, telling her we're there, and her first response was, "Are you alone?" I tell her that I'm with my mom. No response. At this point, it is getting pretty dark. I'm looking around the parking lot to see if I can spot her. That's when I spot him, though. A young man, not much older than me, sitting in his car and staring directly at us. So I asked my mom, "Do you see that creep? Why is he staring like that? How much longer should we wait for Emily? It's getting late." She casually looks at the guy. Up until now, we both have been on our phones and not really paying much attention to what's happening around us. I figured Emily would text me when she's close, but she didn't. So I called her. No answer. Then I look over to the guy. He has a smile on, not a warm but a sinister one, and he is still licking his pink thin ice cream bar. You know those ones that are funny looking? They look like a pointed cylinder. Mind you, this man had this ice cream bar since we first noticed him. I forgot to mention that detail. I wondered, how is the ice cream not melted, or how is he still eating that? Then I realized, the ice cream was plastic. He was licking that for a good 20 minutes up until now. I get super creeped out and tell my mom we should go. As we are walking back to our car, I put all the pieces together. This is probably Emily, and now he has my car's license plate number. I am trying not to panic. We finally make it into the car, and my mom starts the engine. At this point, the guy gets out of his car and just continues licking and smiling while looking at us. We pass next to him because that was the only way out of the lot, and as we were passing, he had his eyes locked on me. I was praying he didn't follow us. He didn't, luckily. After I got home, I got a message from him saying, "Why didn't you come alone?" I blocked him right away. Needless to say, I didn't end up selling my clothes, and I haven't been on Craigslist since. Please stay safe, and never meet up with strangers alone, especially not in a Target parking lot.